Hi friends, we are in the kitchen again today and we're going to be making this super comforting, super delicious beef roast. Now, I have been dying to make one of these recently. I just have been needing a comfort meal so bad. So today is the day. I have the time and I'm going to make it and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. So come on in, let's get comfy in the kitchen and let's get to cooking. Alright guys, so right here I've got a 3-pound chuck roast. I picked this one up at Aldi and I thought it looked nice, so we're gonna cook this today. So I'm just taking some paper towels and I'm patting it dry. You don't want it to be juicy because we're gonna sear this off in a skillet. So we want to make sure it's nice and patted dry. Look at that, lovely. So a chuck roast will have a lot of fat. You can trim some of it off, but I'm going to leave it. The reason you want this fat is because you want that fat to break down during the cooking process, and that'll give you this tender meat. So all I'm doing, cracking a little salt over the top, and a little pepper. Make sure you get it everywhere. All right, and now we're gonna go to the pan. All right, so now that we've got this skillet nice and hot, let's put our roast in there. So while that's searing, I'm just gonna prep my little onions. You can buy a bag of pearl onions. Cipollini onions are delicious as well. They're super sweet. Those are little flat ones. These guys I grew, and if you guys did not watch my onion harvesting video, I'll link it down below so you can check that out. But these are the little guys, so I just grabbed a couple of handfuls of them. And I'm just taking off the outside skins. And we're gonna throw these in whole because they're gonna melt down and just be so soft and delicious and sweet. I mean, they're gonna be perfect. Okay, so we have all of our baby onions and our mini portobello mushrooms diced up. So all I did with the portobello mushrooms, the little mini bellas, baby bellas is what they're called, sorry, is I just trimmed the stems a little bit and cut them in half. And then these guys are ready to go just like that. So I'm going to remove the roast and get to sauteing these. Okay, so to these vegetables, I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of tablespoons of flour. Let me add a little bit of olive oil. just to get that roux going. And we're gonna let that roux cook for just a second, just to get that raw flour taste out. Okay, to this we're gonna add 1.5 cups of red wine. To this, we're gonna add some homemade vegetable stock. I opted for vegetable instead of beef just because I know what I put into it. I know it's extremely rich. You could definitely do beef, chicken, or vegetable stock. Store-bought is perfectly fine, but I make my own. So I can show you guys later on how I make that. I would be really happy to share with you. You guys just let me know down in the comments. Okay, to this I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And I still haven't added any salt to it just because I know I seasoned the beef with a lot of salt, and mushrooms always tend to dislike salt a little bit. They become rubbery if you over salt them too much. So I'll try it towards the end, maybe add a little bit of salt. We're gonna give that a second to just come together. I'm gonna add 1 extra pint of the vegetable broth in there, and then we're going to cover with foil and pop into a 350-degree oven. Alright friends, so our roast is going to be at 350 for the first hour, and then I'm going to drop the temperature down to 280 degrees, and we're going to let it just slow roast at 280 for the next 4 hours. So this is looking like we're going to be eating around 5:30, 6 o'clock, which is perfect. That's perfect dinner time for us. I am going to clean up the kitchen, and then I'm going to get going on sides and dessert. Stick with me, guys. Alright friends, so we are in my pantry, and I was thinking, let's make some dessert real quick. Now that the oven is still at 350, and I'm going to show you guys how to make a really simple, beautiful blueberry lemon tart. So I've got the sugar, let's get at it. Okay, so we are going to start by pouring 1/2 cup of melted butter into a bowl. That's 1 whole stick melted down. And to this, I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm gonna add about a pinch of salt. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh no, All right, I'm okay. We're gonna mix that all together. This is super loose, I know it. And now let me grab the flour. We're gonna add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm doing a quarter at a time because I already used the 1/4 cup measure. So why keep dirtying things? Oh yeah. Lovely. So the best way that I can describe this dough is a bit greasy. So as you can see, it's really smooth, it's soft, and it leaves like a sheen on your fingers. It's a bit of a greasy dough. It's kind of like a shortbread. So we're gonna put that into our pie dish. All right, guys, so because this is like a thick and greasy dough, you don't have to, that's what I'm looking for. You don't have to grease your baking dish or your pie dish or anything. You can spread this out with your hands. If you don't want to, you can use a measuring cup and just use that to push it all the way through. All right, so we're gonna put this into the oven and bake it for 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it just to make sure that it's a nice light brown color. Once it turns a light brown color, you can take it out. Okay, friends, so let's work on the filling for our tart. Starting it out with 1 egg yolk, just the yolk. And to that egg yolk, I am going to add 1 entire delicious 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. How do you get mad at that? Delicious. All right, set that aside. This is going to be super thick and delicious. So this is extremely sweet, right? Like sweetened condensed milk. It implies in the name it's sweet condensed. So to that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. If you're using the store-bought stuff, I would go with like 6 tablespoons just because theirs is a little bit more watered down. I'm using the juice from Ponderosa lemons that I've grown at home. So it's a little bit more citrusy, a little bit more pungent. There we go. That's it. That's all you have to do. So we're gonna pour this guy into our tart shell and we're gonna work it in with some blueberry jam. All right, stick with me, guys. We're almost there. Say hi to Steve, guys. Say hi, Steve. So Steve is a red, white, and blue beta, and I named him Steve because since he's a red, white, and blue beta, he's named after Captain America. Yeah, a little bit. I realize I'm a nerd. Side note, sidetracked. Moving on, back to cooking. Oh, Rex. All right, guys. Look at this thing. Golden brown and tasty. That's what we're looking for. Let's set that there. And let's add our filling. Now that it's nice and hot. You don't have to wait for this thing to cool down. Let's get in close. Snuggle. All right, here we go. So we're adding in our filling. Oh yeah, so pretty. And now, I did promise a lemon blueberry tart. And this is where the blueberry comes in, ladies and gents. This is blueberry jam that I made. Super easy stuff. I'm gonna take a spoonful, drop it, spoonful, just random, just everywhere. Okay. I'm gonna take a chopstick. You could use, what do they call it? Bamboo skewers, a table knife. Just swirl it. Swirl it. I know you hear the dogs outside. It's driving you nuts, but you're gonna have to wait. Mama's swirling. Here we go. I think a little bit more will do some good. Right there. And, excuse me, over here. There we go. Just a little extra, because I'm a little bit extra. Like that. Oh, it's going to be so pretty and delicious. Blueberry lemon goodness. All right, guys, back into the oven she goes for another 20 minutes. Yeah, man. Let's take a peek. See you in 20 minutes. All right, so 20 minutes, it's up right now. We're gonna pull this out of the oven. See, it's firm, but it still has a little bit of jiggle to it. Set it up here and let that cool. After it's cooled for about 10 minutes on top of the stove there at room temperature, then we're gonna take it and put it into the fridge. Let it cool completely. Alright guys, so this has been in the oven. Oh my gosh, look at how that falls apart. It's so beautiful. So fall apart good. All the fat has rendered from it. And it's just helped break that down. Oh my god, I'm so excited about that. Let me show you what that's going to look like on a plate. Okay guys, so we've got, I like using a bowl instead of a plate for this just because I like to catch a bunch of the jus. So we have our mashed potatoes and we have our roast beef. And you want to grab some of those onions and mushrooms. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Let's give it a taste test, guys. Look at how hot and steamy that is. Oh my god, it looks dreamy. Grab a mushroom. That is really good. You guys, this is so amazing. You should really make this. So the amazing thing about roasts is the longer they sit, the better they taste. So tomorrow, that beef is going to be so much better than it is today. It's incredible. So if you have any leftovers, they're great for meal prepping. I use them for that all the time because
there's no way that we're gonna eat 4 pounds of beef. Like, it's not even a possibility between 3 people. So I'll make something like this and then have the leftovers for a couple of days, and we'll have lunches and dinners from it. I recommend you guys make this. It's gonna be so great. I can't wait to share with you guys and for you guys to let me know how you loved it and how you made it at home, and it was so tasty, because honestly, this is delicious. And like I said, I'm gonna show you guys how to make that vegetable stock that I've got canned up. Actually, I just used the last of it, so I have to make more, even better. So thank you guys so much for being a part of my day. I appreciate you guys every single day. Please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe, and I hope to see you on the rest of the videos, just commenting and being a part of our daily lives. Appreciate you guys.